Hello friends, today we will learn about Human Genome Project HGP. The most important features of a DNA molecule are the nucleotide sequences and the identification of genes and their activities. Since 1920, scientists have been working to determine the sequences of pieces of DNA. This was further extended for the complete sequence determination of genome of certain lower organisms. Example plasmid PBR322 in 1979. The mitochondrial genome was sequenced in 1981. Now let's know about the birth and activity of Human Genome Project. The Human Genome Project, in short HGP, was conceived in 1984 and officially began in earnest in October 1990. The primary objective of Human Genome Project was to determine the nucleotide sequences of the entire human nuclear genome. In addition, HGP, entire human nuclear genome, HGP was also interested to elucidate the genomes of several other model organisms. Example, Escherichia coli, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, that is A. yeast, and Coinorhabditis, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, that is Coinorhabditis elegans, that is a round worm. Mus musculus, that is mouse. James Watson was the first director of HGP. James Watson also elucidated DNA structure. Okay. In 1997, United States established the National Human Genome Project Research Institute. The HGP was an international venture involving research group from 6 countries, that is USA, UK, France, Germany, Japan and China. This collaborative venture was named as International Human Genome Sequencing Consortium and was headed by Francis Collin. A total expenditure of $3 billion and a time period of 10 to 15 years for the completion of HGP was expected. A second human genome project was set by a private company, Celera Genomics of Maryland, USA in 1998. This team was led by Craig Venter. Very rapid and unexpected progress occurred in HGP with good cooperation between the two teams of workers and improved methods in sequencing. Let's know about the announcement of draft sequence of human genome. The date 26 June 2000 will be remembered as one of the most important date in the history of science or even mankind. It was on this day Francis Collin and Craig Venter, the leaders of the two human genome projects in the presence of the President of US, jointly announced the working drafts of human genome sequence. Let's know about the brief in human genome. What was that? First is the achievement was hailed with many descriptions in the media. First is mystery of life unrevealed. Second point is the library of life. Third point is the periodic table of life. Fourth point is holy grail of human genetics. It may, however, be noted that the draft human genome sequences were not complete and may represent around 90%. The remaining 10% is made up of sequence where few genes are located. Now let's know about mapping of human genome. The most important objective of Human Genome Project was construct a series of maps for each chromosome. Cytogenetic map. Let's know about cytogenetic map. This is a map of chromosome. This is a map of this chromosome in which the active genes respond to a chemical dye and display themselves as band on the chromosome. Now let's know about gene linkage map. A chromosome map in which the active genes are identified by locating closely associated marker genes. The most commonly used DNA markers are restriction fragment length polymorphism RFLP and variable number tandem repeats, that is BNTRS, and short tandem repeats, that is STRS. BNTRS are also called as mini satellites, while STRs are microsatellites. Third point is restriction fragment map. This consists of the random DNA fragments that have been sequenced. Now let's know about physical map. Fourth point is physical map. This is the ultimate map of the chromosome with highest resolution base sequence. The method for DNA sequencing are that is physical map depicts the location of the active genes and the number of base between active genes. Now let's know about approaches for genome sequencing. The techniques are also useful for the detection of normal and disease genes in humans. For elucidating human genome, different approaches were used by the two HGP groups. IHGSC predominantly employed map first and sequence later approach. The principal method was hierarchical shotgun sequencing. This technique involves fragmentation of the genome into small fragments, inserting them into vectors, and clonings. The cloned fragments could be sequenced. Celera Genomics used whole genome shotgun approach. This bypasses the mapping step and saves time. Further, Celera group was lucky to have high throughput sequencer and powerful computer programs that helped for the early completion of human genome sequence. Let's know about whose genome was sequenced. One of the intriguing questions of Human Genome Project is whose genome is being sequenced and how will it relate to the 6 billion or so population with variations in the world. This is no simple answer. This is not a simple answer to this question. However, looking for the positive side, it does not matter whose genome is sequenced, since the phenotypic differences between individuals are due to variations in just 0.1% of the total genome sequences. Therefore, many individual genomes can be used as source material for sequencing. Much of the human genome work with performed on the material supplied by the Center for Human Polymorphism in Paris, France. This institute had collected cell lines from 60 different French families, each spanning 3 generations. The material supplied from Paris was used for human genome sequencing. Now let's know about human genome sequence results. Thank you. Let's know about the methods used in human genome. First method is DNA sequencing. Let's know about the comments. Physical map of DNA can be identified with highest resolution. Next method is use of probes. Probes means to identify RFLPs, STS and SNPs. Next method is radiation hybrid mapping. Fragment genome into large pieces and locate markers and genes. Require somatic cell hybrids. Next method is fluorescence in situ hybridization. It means to localize a gene on chromosome. Next is STS, that is sequence tagged site mapping. It is applicable to any part of DNA sequence if some sequence information is available. Next method is expressed sequence tag mapping. That is, what is this? This is a variant here. What happens? A variant of STS mapping. Expressed genes are actually mapped and located. Next is PFGE, that is falsified gel electrophoresis. In this method, for the separation and isolation of large DNA fragments, that is used. Now, last is cloning in vectors. That means plasmids, phages, cosmids, YAC. YAC means yeast artificial chromosome, bacterial artificial chromosomes to isolate DNA fragments of variable lengths. We use cloning in vectors. Next point is polymerase chain reaction, PCR. It is to amplify gene fragments. Next method is chromosome walking. That means it is useful for cloning of overlapping DNA fragments restricted to about 200 kbps. Chromosome jumping. DNA can be cut into large fragments and circularized for use in chromosome walking. Next point is detection of cytogenetic abnormalities. Certain genetic diseases can be identified by cloning the affected genes. Example, Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Next point is databases. Next method is databases. Existing databases facilitate gene identification by comparison of DNA and protein sequencing. Let's know about some main points of Human Genome Project. The draft represents about 90% of the entire human genome. It believed that most of the important parts have been identified. Next point is the remaining 10% of the genome sequences are at the very ends of chromosomes and around the centromeres. Human genome is composed of 3200 MB, that is 3.2 billion base pairs. Approximately 1.1 to 1.5% of the genome codes for proteins. Approximately 24% of the total genome is composed of introns that split the coding regions and appear as repeating sequences with no specific functions. Next point is the number of protein coding genes is in the range of 30,000 to 40,000. An average gene consists of 3,000 bases. The size is, however, very greatly. Dystrophin gene is the largest known human gene with 2.4 million bases. Chromosome 1 contains the highest number of genes while the Y chromosome has the lowest. Chromosomes also differ in their GC content and number of transposable elements. Genes and DNA sequences associated with many diseases such as breast cancer, muscle diseases, deafness and blindness have been identified. About 100 coding regions appear to have been copied and moved by RNA-based transposition. Repeated sequences constitute about 50% of the human genome. A vast majority of the genome has no known functions. Between the humans, the DNA differs only by 0.2% or 1 in 500 bases. More than 3 million single nucleotide polymorphisms have been identified. Human DNA is about 98% identical to that of chimpanzees. About 200 genes are close to that found in bacteria. The base sequence in human genome would fill about 200 telephone books of 1000 pages each. If the genome is recited at the rate of 1 base per second, For 24 hours a day, it would take a century to recite the book of life. If a typist types at the rate of 60 words per minute for 8 hours a day, he or she would take around 50 years to type human genome. If a typist types at the rate of 60 words per minute for 8 hours a day, he or she would take around 50 years to type human genome. If the DNA sequence is typed in lines 10 cm containing 60 nucleotide bases and printed, the human genome sequence would stretch a distance of 5,000 km. If the DNA in the entire human body is put end to end, it would reach to the sun and back over 600 times. The human body contains 100 trillion cells. The length of DNA in a cell is 6 feet. The distance between the sun and earth is 93 million miles. The total expenditure for Human Genome Project was $3 billion. The magnitude of this huge amount has to be appreciated. If one starts counting at a non-stop rate of $1 per second, it would take about 90 years to complete. Now let's know about most of the genome sequence is identified. How most of the genome sequence is identified. About 90% of the human genome has been sequenced. It is composed of 3.2 billion base pairs. If written in the format of a telephone book, the base sequence of human genome would fill about 200 telephone books of 1000 pages each. Now let's know about individual differences in genome. It has to be remembered that every individual except identical twins have their own versions of genome sequences. The differences between individuals are largely due to single nucleotide polymorphism. SNPs represent positions in the genome where some individuals have one nucleotide and others have a different nucleotide. The frequency of occurrence of SNPs is estimated to be 1 per 1000 base pairs. About 3 million SNPs are believed to be present and at least half of them have been identified. Let's know about organization of human genome. Of the 3200 MB, only a small fraction, 48 MB, represents the actual genes, while the rest is due to gene-related sequences and intergenic DNA. Intergenic DNA represents the part of the genome that lie between the genes which have no known function. This is appropriately regarded as junk DNA. Let's know about genes present in human genome. The two genome projects differ in their estimates of the total number of genes in humans. Their figures are in the range of 30,000 to 40,000 genes. The main reason for this variation is that it is rather difficult to specifically recognize the DNA sequences which are genes and which are not. Before the results of the GHP were announced, the best guess of human genes was in the range of 80,000 to 1 lakh. This estimate was based on the fact that the number of proteins in human cells are 80,000 to 1 lakh and there are so many genes expected. The fact that the number of genes is much lower than the proteins suggests that the RNA editing or RNA processing is widespread so that a single mRNA may code for more than one protein. About 17.5% of the genes participate in the general biochemical functions of the cells, 23% in the maintenance of genome, 21% in signal transduction, while the remaining 38% are involved in the production of structural protein, transport proteins, immunoglobulins, etc. Now let's know about human genes encoding proteins. It is now clear that only 1.1 to 1.5% of the human genome codes for proteins. Thus, thus this figure 1.1 to 1.5% represents exons of genome. Let's know about marked differences in individual chromosomes. The landscape of human chromosomes varies widely. This includes many features such as gene numbers per megabase, GC content, density of SNPs, and number of transposable elements. For instance, chromosome 19 has the richest gene content, while chromosome 13 and Y chromosome have the least gene content. Now let's know about some important features of human genome. It is surprising note that the number of genes found in humans is only twice that present in the roundworm and thrice that of fruit fly. Around 200 genes appear to have been derived from bacteria by lateral transfer. Surprisingly, none of these genes are present in non-vertebrate eukaryotes. The proteins encoded by human genomes are more complex than that of invertebrates. The flood of the data of human genome projects will be highly useful for bioinformatics and biotechnology. Now let's know about genomes of some other organisms sequenced. Sequencing of genomes is not confined to humans. For obvious reasons and significance, human genome sequencing attracted worldwide attention. In fact, the first genome sequence of the bacteriophage Q into 174 was determined in 1977. Yeast was the first eukaryotic organism to be sequenced in 1986. Recently, the mouse, an animal model closest to human genome, has been sequenced. Now let's know about benefits or application of human genome sequencing. It is expected that the sequencing of human genome and the genomes of other organisms will dramatically change our understanding and perceptions of biology and medicine. Some of the benefits of human genome project are let's know about the identification of human genes and their functions. Let's analyze of genomes has helped to identify the genes and functions of some of the genes. The function of other genes and the interaction between the gene products needs to be further elucidated. Understanding of polygenic disorders. The biochemistry and genetics of many single gene disorders have been elucidated. Example, sickle cell anemia, cystic fibrosis, retinoblastoma, etc. A majority of the common diseases in humans, however, are polygenic in nature. Example, cancer, hypertension, diabetes, etc. At present, we have very little knowledge about the cause of these diseases. The information on the genome sequence will certainly help to unravel the mysteries surrounding polygenic diseases. Now let's know about the improvements in gene therapy. At present, human gene therapy is in its infancy for various reasons. Genome sequence knowledge will certainly help for more effective treatment of genetic diseases by gene therapy. Now, let's know about improved diagnosis of diseases. In the near future, probe for many genetic diseases will be available for specific identification and appropriate treatment. Let's know about the development of pharmacogenomics. The drugs may be tailored to treat the individual patients. This will become possible considering the variations in enzymes and other proteins involved in drug action and the metabolism of the individuals. Let's know about genetic basis of psychiatric disorders. By studying the genes involved, the behavioral patterns, the causes of psychiatric diseases can be understood. This will help for the better treatment of this disorder. Knowledge of mutation. Many events leading to the mutations can be uncovered with the knowledge of genome. Better understanding of developmental biology. By determining the biology of the human genome and its regulatory control, it will be possible to understand how genomes develop from a fertilized eggs to adults. Comparative genomics. Genomes from many organisms have been sequenced. The number of increase in the coming year. The information on the genomes of different species will throw light on the major stages in evolution. Now let's know about development of biotechnology. The data on the human genome sequence will spur the development of biotechnology in various spheres. Ethics and human genome. The research on human genomes will make very sensitive data available that will affect the personal and private lives of individuals. For instance, once it is known that a person carries genes for an incurable disease, what would be the strategy of an insurance company? How will the society treat him or her? There is a possibility that individuals with substandard genome sequences may be discriminated. Human genome results may also promote racial discrimination, categorizing the people with good and bad genome sequences. Considering the gravity of ethics related to a human genome, about 3% of the HGP budget was earmarked for ethical research. In the 1990s, there was a move by some scientists to patent the genes they discovered. This created an uproar in the public and scientific community. Fortunately, the idea of patenting genes was dropped. The fear still exists that genetic information will be used for commercial purposes. Thank you.